And we are live. Hey, you guys. So today I'm going to go full rabbit hole if I haven't done so already, because I want to talk about censorship, moral high ground, and transgressive art. And I don't have any conclusions. I'm just asking questions both to myself. I'm working out my thoughts and asking questions to you. And some of these things you might want to do a little bit of research on to follow up with. But I really want to hear from you, your thoughts, after I share some of mine about censorship, moral high ground, and transgressive art. So when I was younger, I used to, kind of be in favor of censorship. I've always had a strong sense of sort of propriety and protectorship and dignity, and just felt like, yeah, obviously there are things that, shouldn't be like fully in our face, or like kids shouldn't be exposed to, and that sort of thing. And I still feel that way. I feel like there's a proper outlet for things. But as I've gotten older and become a little bit more aware about the implications when we start putting limitations on speech or art or whatever it is, that it can get us into a very dangerous place. When other people, say institutions, whether it's like, I don't know, the government or the gurus at YouTube or whoever, making decisions about what we can and cannot see or learn or whatever, it's who are they to make those decisions, is sort of my thinking. I think we're intelligent, have powers of discernment, and it's up to us to investigate truth and reality for ourselves and decide what we believe. If we want to believe the earth is flat, which I personally do not, but I see no reason to limit access to those thoughts. People can research and decide for themselves. So that's sort of my feeling about censoring even something like hate speech. It's like, yes, I don't want anyone to be hurt or say unkind things ever, but who's making these decisions about what constitutes that? So with that line of thinking, I am no longer in favor of censorship. And then there's this sort of issue of morality, of there being sort of a moral code that is not necessarily legally enforced, but enforced on the internet and that sort of thing. And again, it's like I should make those decisions myself, and we should want to be kind and moral for our own reasons and not because it's forced on us. And this is where I want to start getting into my other topic, because I also have my own moral opinions about what is proper and right. But I know when I'm on the other side of it, I see that as a red flag. So I have a friend who's a galleryist. He runs a gallery, and I respect him a lot as a human being and as a professional. And he expressed frustration in the kind of art that people buy, that people in this area at least are very tame in their choices. And he wants people to make more bold choice and get maybe darker pieces and that sort of thing. Hey, Charles. And I appreciate that. My work isn't necessarily dark, but I mean, it's bold. It's not just going to blend in with, your stuff from Bed Bath & Beyond or whatever. So I appreciate that idea of bold art. But then I started thinking, well, where does this stop? Because, or should it? See, that's the thing. With artists and censorship, there's this whole genre of art. It's considered transgressive art, which intentionally defies common morality. And I believe art is a very sacred thing. I do believe there's such thing as true art and good art and that sort of thing. I'm not someone who thinks that whatever someone wants to call art is art. But then I also believe in free speech, and I believe even if something is in my opinion, trash, it should, as long as it's not actually hurting someone, or violating someone, they should be able to create it or buy it or whatever. But it does lead to my own questions about what are the implications of this. So I'll give you some like really tangible examples that you can look up yourself. So you can look up what kind of art do the Podestas have. What kind of art do the Podestas have? And you'll see some discrediting articles, but you'll also see some images of art that the brothers have publicly shared that they own. And it's like, well, who would want paintings of children being abused in their home? You know, like, it makes me feel very uncomfortable. Who would want a sculpture of a Jeffrey Dahmer victim in, like, their foyer of their home? Or, like, the Maria Abramovich's celebrity spirit cooking parties, like, you know, where they like pretend to be like nibbling off of a dead body. You know, if it's not a real body, you know, I know this is like gross and terrible. I'm sorry I'm talking about this, but it's out there, and it's like it's a higher like economic echelon thing, and it's like, well, you know, if no one's being hurt, you know, and it's just their version of a keg party, like, okay, that's, you know, that's what you want to do. But then it's like, I mean, I get squeamish just like verbalizing that. So again, and since I personally don't like when other people try to push some sort of moral structure on me, other than like what I find in my own faith, but that's my own relationship. Like, I don't appreciate that when people make moral decisions for me or what I should think or say or whatever. So I feel like I owe other people that same respect. But then again, I question what kind of a world embraces those kinds of things. And of course, as an artist, it means a lot to me too. Like, what kind of art, what family or category as an artist am I a part of? So that's my rabbit hole for today. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just asking questions. And I'd like to know what your thoughts are about censorship and moral, I don't know what you call it, rules, dictums, laws, and transgressive art and that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay, that's it.